Hey Tim, happy Thursday.
Yes, Friday Eve, what a day.
Yes, I know it's your favourite, isn't it, Friday Eve? Okay, so we've been having a lot of emails and phone calls from members really stressed about the time it's taking for their corporation licences to be renewed and for news of the Class 1 licences coming through, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. I'd like to be able to say that I've made a few phone calls and solved the problem, but I haven't.
Well, you haven't made the phone calls or you haven't solved the problem?
The latter, not the former. Certainly made a few phone calls,
I know you have, yes.
Sent a lot of emails, and as you know, and for that matter, so have you.
Yeah.
It's been a multi-channeled whinge, if we can call it that, but without much success at this stage. You did get an email that said that they had their best team on it, didn't they? And they were dearly looking, what was it, dearly looking after it or something? Yeah. So that I don't know about you, but I took a lot of comfort away from that.
You liar.
But look, the takeaway from the members is that if you haven't had a response, then to date we do know it's taking up to 13 weeks, and they're smashed, which is probably a good time to mention that I've approached the minister for this moratorium on prosecutions for the new environment, which started on the 23rd of March. I've said to the minister, I think that needs to be extended another 6 months.
Yeah.
Because fair trading hasn't been able to deal with it.
Yeah.
So asking us to deal with it is a problem. So
it's not real.
So
not realistic.
let's push it out another 6 months now. That's my argument. We'll see how far we get. But
and we've got lots of evidence to support that argument when we go and see the minister, which I think is the week after next.
Yeah, I'll be flying on your wing and you'll be able to make all those arguments.
Yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all. Good cop, bad cop. Not hard to guess who plays which. Okie dokie. We want everyone to nominate a PM for National Property Managers Day. I know that there are some nominations coming through already.
Yes, yeah, we were monitoring that today. In fact, one firm put in 2 nominations for people.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, yes. So but look, keep them coming. We can't recognise this area of our wonderful industry too much. They've done an incredible job, and without sounding like a Debbie Downer, I got a funny feeling that their work may have only just begun.
Stop it.
Sorry.
We worry about what we can do until we know, okay?
I might write that down.
New CPD, we've got a new CPD course available online. Do you want to tell me about that?
Yeah, so great question. So as you know, now under the new regime, the assistant agent the certificate person, which is classified assistant, must go through to get their license.
Yep.
So they don't do the CPD, which is prescribed by fair trading, but they must do an equivalent, if you will, of training to lead to getting their full license.
Yep.
And there's a maximum of 4 years to do it, but obviously you can do it a lot faster than that.
Sure.
But we have got a new course out, which will enable people to get online to do that.
Okay.
And it's heavily interactive, and the early indications that we've had from people who have been testing it for us is that it's very I hate this, user-friendly and intuitive is the other one I hate. But we're getting lots of good feedback, and so it's gone out there, satisfies your requirements as a certificate person to satisfy you moving forward, and it's there to be done. I would also say it's a nice way to lead into this next issue. There's still people out there who haven't got the message that if you are a certificate person, you are classified as an assistant agent.
Yep.
And I don't think anybody wants to be running around going, hey, I'm a really experienced assistant agent. I think you want to be saying you're an agent. So if you've held your qualification, your certificate for some time, then there is a process called recognised prior learning, or RPL, where you can go through and get your license. Now, I think it is a very good idea that you pursue that. There are people out there, unfortunately, haven't done it.
Yeah.
But one only of the reasons why you would do it is as an assistant agent, you can't sign agency agreements.
No, that's right.
So rather than running around the office trying to find your closest and nearest, dearest licensed person that's prepared to sign off on it, which is a challenge, you'd be better off going and doing it yourself if you've got it all. So I strongly recommend that people contact us and we'll tell you what you have to do.
The other reason to do it is I've had a few of my business owners come back to me and complain about how onerous the workbook or logbook, I should say, provisions and requirements are. So there, if you haven't already had a look at what is required for the logbook, it's actually quite a bit that the principals have to check and sign off on. So yeah, it really makes sense to get that done as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that's that experience component, which but if obviously if you don't need to put yourself through the ringer,
correct,
then go and get it done. Like I said, give our training department a call. They'll tell you what's involved.
Make it happen. Now, our friends in Melbourne are in lockdown again for 6 long weeks. What a nightmare. Yes,
it is, and unfortunately, that is also going to impact our colleagues down in Melbourne when they're showing property, when they're auctioning property, everything we do, but in Melbourne. And they certainly aren't going to enjoy going back into the more restrictive areas of property transactions as we experience as well. So I think there's 2 things that we can say about this. One is within our control, back to what you were saying, deal with the things that are in our control, and one that's out of our control. Now, the one that's out of our control is the virus getting back into New South Wales and causing us problems. The thing that is in our control is doing the right thing now and making sure that all that social distancing and all the rest of the obligations that we are not only complying but embracing the spirit of all of this, so that if it comes to the circumstances where they have to close parts of the state down, we will remain exempt. Now, that's our best chance to remain exempt if we're doing the right thing.
I did see a high-profile agent showing off on Facebook last week about the fact that it had 93 people through in 30 minutes. And I reached through the computer and I slapped him, because you can't do that and achieve social distancing. They've really got to wake up to themselves. I know, I understand why agents promote that stuff on social, but honestly, the last thing we need is that, and for government to look at us and go, well, can't be trusted.
No, absolutely. And can you imagine, like, if somebody contracted it at an auction or something like that? It'd be all over. Be all over. So,
absolutely.
So one and all, do the right thing and protect us all from this stupid thing.
Now, we've got a great webinar tomorrow at 10:30. Justine McDonald, who is a mortgage broker with Nectar. I actually got Justine to present to my Lang & Simmons team recently, and it's really interesting. There's a lot going on in the lending space. There's a lot of changes, different rules applying to different lenders. Justine's got some really good tips and tricks, and she also is happy to do a Zoom for tenants who might want to be first-time buyers. Or landlords who might not understand how important it is to refinance and what they need to do about it. So, it will be interesting. I think you're going to be online to ask her some pertinent questions tomorrow.
It is. It is for a number of reasons. I think it's a great area because in real estate, we're obviously about the transaction. So being able to understand the financing side of things, not that you want to advise on that, you can't. But at least if you understand enough about it, you can say, right, you need to go and get some professional help. And these are some of the issues, at least, that you need to go and pursue and better understand. But the other thing which would be interesting to ask Justine tomorrow is about debt, because if you don't have enough of it, you're really not leveraging your opportunities. And if you have too much, then you put your business under stress. So that's an interesting question as well, but we'll save that for Justine tomorrow. All righty, nothing else before we go? No, I don't think so. I think we've covered off on all of the things today. Oh, No, I'm sorry, Leanne.
Oh,
A
what
bit
have
of
I missed?
I got one here. We've been able to get the Institute's logo, the member logo, onto the profile of agents on domain.
We told them that on Monday.
Well, for those people who weren't there,
Didn't tune in.
so
They need a note.
I've got it on my list, so I thought I would mention it.
Oh.
When you said, "Is there anything else?"
No, yes, and I actually did forget. There's apparently been some amendments come through for the Retail and Commercial Leasing Act, and so
we're investigating all of that. Yeah. So that has come through, but like all legislation that is passed at 1,000 mile an hour, as this one was, it's brand new, and we're sort of massaging it through the market throughout there as things happening. We're still trying to work out exactly what impact it is going to have. My suspicion is that not much. I think all it's done is close down a few of the problems. So it makes my point, I think, that when you rush something through, as they did initially, and then you go out and pressure test it into the market, you find, oh my God, it didn't work entirely properly the way we thought. So this is a plug, I suppose, they're putting in there largely just to solve some of the problems. I from my quick assessment of it, it's not wide sweeping, but I will get my head around it, and we'll come back next week.
Sounds like a good job for the weekend.
Absolutely.
All right. Have an awesome rest of the week, and I'll check in with you on Monday.
Yep. Good to see
you
you
later. Bye.
Bye.